Hello, welcome back to the Great Patriotic War. It's actually been 3 days since I played this game, but only 2 days since I put out a video, so not too bad. Now, this is our multiplayer campaign, and we're now on turn 3, July 6th, 1941. So we got to see what happened. What kind of murder occurred? Looks like both of the main pockets got closed. We've got quite the push here. He was able to take Smolensk. Wow, impressive. He was not able to take Pskov, so that's interesting. Really? Wow. With that stack, two panzer divisions, and he couldn't take Pskov. Fascinating. Not sure why. Not sure what the holdup was. I guess probably just the river line. I don't know. Well, now it's raining, so it's going to be a pain in the balls for him. But he really pushed those spearhead divisions far forward. And honestly, I'm tempted to just bomb the shit out of this rail line. Very tempted. Don't know what kind of fighter support he has here, but very, very tempted. So I just dumped in a whole bunch of troops in Veliki Luki. They're probably going to come in handy. Even though I'm pretty sure I set this as the intro box. I'm almost entirely certain I did, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy that they're here because we're going to need them in the reserve. So, I mean, he pushed hard for Smolensk. Pushed everything. He really brought up his whole army. His whole Panzer Army here. So, luckily we weren't entirely unprepared for this. The problem is it did spread out our supply chain here. So that's going to be the real bitch, is we got to kind of get that back in order. And we got to try to advance potentially some sort of air attack on him. He really focused all of his units up there, though. So it's very interesting that he just pushed so hard for Smolensk. So that's a big salient. Very big. He didn't push out very far here, which I'm a little surprised at. Thought he's going to push all the way up to the bug. Which, good for us. He did push this out to pretty much where I expected. So this is the line we had essentially set up. He actually didn't make it quite as far as I expected him to make it another couple of tiles. So that's interesting. His infantry did move up a little bit, but not very far. I mean, overall, I'm not too displeased with this outcome. It's a little disappointing that Smolensk fell, but I was just not confident in that line. I had half a mind to move it back. I was very 50-50 about it. In the end, I did decide to try to hold the land bridge area, but it was probably a mistake. Like, this Vitavesk line was just too weak to legitimately hold. I should have gone to the more defensible and higher density terrain. But what this does now is it puts us in a really bad spot for defending the road to Moscow. But a really good spot for potentially hampering his supply lines, because this supply line now is his only way in or out. So if I can just bomb that one spot anywhere along this line, it doesn't really matter where, I can get some work done. Now, it'd be really nice if I had something that has a lot of range, but I don't have any motorized divisions on this side of the line. My only motorized stuff is on this side, and that's harder to get down and around because they're basically in contact already. So that's a little bit of a problem. I wish I could bring this one down. One interesting thing about his approach up here is that he didn't take the double rail yet. So he's going to be limited in his supply. So Pskov is actually kind of safe, I would say, for the time being. Not Pskov itself. Obviously, that's going to fall next turn. But our next line is probably pretty safe for the time being. I'm not going to bother reading the events because we've been reading those in our main campaign. If you want to read them yourself, you can play the game. We will briefly go over our losses, although this is one of those turns where the losses are somewhat meaningless because over 250,000 of those are in our pockets that were closed. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Now, he did close the pockets up pretty damn quick, but he probably did have to expend a fair amount of effort doing so, which is good. The bad thing is that now all of those infantry can come forward at us, and they're going to be coming forward probably in this region here, just pushing right for Moscow. So he's just going to try to spearhead and then push. What we need to do is try to sneak something in, and I almost wish I had left some stuff forward now that I'm seeing this, but we didn't, so it's no big deal. All right, so let's disband this depot since nobody's there anymore. And let's think about where our air attack should come. Because I think that Western Air Command could actually do some damage to this area here. It might be dangerous, but they can do some damage. So what do we have in Gamel? Just some weak stuff. Wonder what kind of range we have from this air group to do just some plain old ground attack. Let's see. So if we do it kind of like over here. We want to interdict, and we want to hit rail shit. I would like to make it one bigger than that, just so we hit all of that stuff. I'm a little worried about the possibility of some interceptors coming out. Just try to put it on kind of random days. It's kind of a scary one. Don't know how many planes I'm going to lose. But let's try to do that, and then let's try to find some escorts that we could bring in from further away. If I have any escorts in this army. So the IAD just want like one squadron even to move to like here. And I really want them to escort. So it's out of range even there. Okay, so that's escortable, at least, from there. Okay. All right, so they should get escorts. We'll see how that goes. A little nervous about it. Damn, these guys are just depleted. This whole air group is just absolutely wrecked. I want to see some of these air battles. We did shoot down some planes, so that's good. But we lost a lot of planes. Holy cow, we lost 54 to 1. Oh my god. Wow. 45 to 0. Ionov, what the hell are you doing, mate? Like, holy god. I don't know how you... What am I supposed to do with these guys? They're so worthless. How do you lose that many goddamn planes? $14 to 2. Our planes are just absolutely getting shredded. Shredded. 33 to 6. Oh my goodness. Big yikes. No air combat here, though. He didn't even go for Odessa. That's interesting. So he must have done some sort of... I'm just not understanding what happened here. Just really high skill pilots, I guess. This one guy shot down 10 planes. This one group, I should say. Good God. Wow. What were the losses for him like? For air losses? He only lost 60 planes to 400. I'm not understanding the incredible disparity. What am I doing wrong? Is it like a setting I'm doing wrong? I don't understand this combat at all, so. Now I just don't even want to put planes up in the air. Holy crap. So many air combat losses, and my planes do nothing. I don't understand why I don't shoot anyone down. It's not that I'm not putting a lot up. I put a plenty up. Felt like. I guess I got to learn how to read the results here. So like in this battle, this was just like a plain old just ass kicking. But like, what was going on in these? Why was I even flying here? We were flying air superiority. So it's just skill. It's just like the pilot skill is higher. So like they just have better stats, period. How do I get better skill? Like all around, they just have better stats. I don't understand how to get better skill. I guess that's probably like a commander role, maybe. Well, the good news is that now the rain is here. The flights are going to be limited anyways, so we can just kind of chill them out. We'll just put them on rest. And yeah, we'll just kind of pull them back. We're not going to be able to do anything for a long time now. That kind of ruined our chance at an air campaign in the north. This thing just got absolutely destroyed. How do you even change the commander on these? Or are they just stuck with the commander? Oh, you probably changed the commander on the block. All right, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Well, I mean, he didn't push us off, but he might as well have. It would have been better in some ways. All right, so we set up that mission to fly. It's probably going to lose a shitload of planes. Do we want to do any missions in the south? I mean, I think we just kind of want to keep flying our little itty bitty air superiority missions just to try to do something. But I'm pretty scared of even doing those. So let's take off the ground support first of all. Maybe they were coming in ground support. That definitely is not something we want to be doing right now. I don't even need those orders anymore. They're not going to be turned on, period. We've lost too many planes. It ain't going to happen anymore. All right. Well, one thing that we definitely do want to still be doing is flying cap over like Odessa. So these air commands here, we do want to cycle them in. So the 146th IAP. What command is he under? It's in the 45th SAD. Oh, there he is. So this one, we want to rotate depleted air groups. And we do want to make sure that that mission is still flying. Let's just double check superiority. Yep, it's still flying. Make sure it still has some planes. It still has 92 planes. Wonderful. I might as well fly it on both. I mean, maybe we'll get some guys with some experience down here. I doubt it. I'm very frustrated by what happened in the north, and I'm just struggling to understand what I could have done better. Because it feels like I screwed something up, but I don't know what. And let's move these bombers back a little bit if we can. Don't really need bombers that far forward. All right, well, I think we'll stick with that for now. See what happens with the air battle in the center. Maybe it'll work out for us, maybe not. And then pray. Well, I will click the execute air directives button, I think. I mean, we can start rotating these guys in at some point. Just not sure it's time yet. Just because we're really doing so few real missions that don't know if it's worth it. So let's just save and end the turn. So we're going to save over this one. Already this one is, compared to against the AI, this is going so much differently. You know, it's really interesting. And I've definitely been enjoying this a little bit more than against the AI. I think this game is best played with a little bit of ahistorical strategy built into it. I think because the AI is just trying so hard to do this historical stuff, it especially early on, it just feels a little railroady. But I like when the fact that Hugs is trying stuff that's a little bit different. Not much different. I mean, he has the same overall objectives, so there's only so many strategies you can try while still capping Moscow. So we got some air combat losses, no flak losses, which is good. Some operational losses. Mostly air combat and operational. So, and those are ones that we're gonna have to live with if we're gonna fly missions. So apparently our pilots, if they get seen by a Nazi, they just get instantly shot down. So. All right. Made it through another air turn. Oh, always the biggest white knuckle part of the turn for me. I just am so uncomfortable with the rules. I don't know what I'm doing, so I feel like a moron every time I do anything. But next time we'll go through the ground turn. Probably not the whole ground turn, but we'll at least make it maybe halfway down. Try to get some of the forces sorted out. I really am pretty unhappy that these guys came in up here in retrospect, because I wanted them down here. I ordered them to come in here at this point here, and they didn't, and that pisses me off. And I don't know why it changed it, because I was under the impression you could right click and change that as many times as you needed to, but apparently not. Well, anyways, that will be the next turn. I'm going to hopefully figure out some sort of strategy around Smolensk while I'm just kind of thinking about it. And, next turn after this, we're probably going to be pushed back further, because now that this initial line at Smolensk broke, we've got a lot of really weak troops that are just severely weakened. Some of these divisions, it might even be best to just pull them off the line altogether. Yeah. So that's kind of the story there. But I would like to hold this air base, even if it means sacrificing a few divisions. So I'm considering that. Because that would be pretty huge to hold on to. Very interesting. It definitely changes the game that he's left himself a little bit more exposed like this. Now, I fully expect him to spread out pretty quickly, but it gives us like a turn maybe to do something. And then in the south, we've really just got to kind of pull back everything we can. Just let Odessa's little pocket form, pull back everything into the fortress, and then try to keep it supplied. In the north, I think we did have some more troops come in this turn. Yeah, we got some militias that formed. So that's good. We can get these guys off their boats. Get them all off the boats. They were already off boats. Pretty sure I had another guy on a boat somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe everyone else got off. I don't know. Did I have someone else hanging out? Could have sworn I had another guy on a boat somewhere. Whatever. Alright, let's look at this guy. I think he needs replacing. He's a moron. I hate his face, too. I don't like his face. I want to get rid of him. Get him out of there. God. Well, at least certain things about our line have gotten somewhat simplified. It's guy's got a cool picture. I like that picture. Spiffy looking uniform. He's kind of a moron though, isn't he? Where'd the air group end up? Did I put them somewhere silly? I did. I put them way down here. Cool pets. He has only a 3 for air. Oh, this dude is worth replacing, I think. Wonder if it's better to trade off an extra admin point for an air point. Although he is more expensive because of his lower political stats. And this guy's got better morale points too. I feel like morale is probably pretty important on an air commander. It's a lot of APs though. A lot of APs, but this guy is going to get our pilots killed. I think it could be worth it. Welcome to the war, Fedor. And I still have 5 APs to work with. And now I'm getting used to working with no APs because last time we gave away 15 for free. This time at least we get a good commander out of it. Oh, jeez. That was still so embarrassing. So stupid. Where could our next line be? Well, like I said, we'll figure out that next time. Until then, have a good night.